How did one pure climber hold off an entire peloton for 20 minutes? This was UAE Tour Stage 3, the first mountaintop finish. We had the TTT yesterday. Quickstep won by less than a second, much to EF's chagrin. They did a very good job, EF, but Plapp went into the leader's jersey. So then we had the first mountaintop finish. Jebel Jais, 20Ks, 5.5%. It's not a stage where you have big GC gaps, but Remco was still ambitious for taking that jersey.
Yeah, of course. If we have the chance to take the red today, we will not let it go.
Breakaway went with Alberson, Bardiani, who have one of the best kits in the pro peloton. Quickstep and Ineos exchanging pacing duties with Bert van Leeuwenberger and Cam Worth. Sepp Kuss here, not too far back on GC. We'll see if he goes for a decent result in Jebel Hafid. Lascano went clear from the break. He was ahead by 2 minutes 40 as they started the climb. Bardiani guys getting reeled back in. And yeah, before on this climb, we've had Ganna surviving to the end. Pogacar won from a sprint. Vingegaard won on this climb the year before that, breaking away with like 1K or less to go. It's a big drafting climb on a highway, decent road surface. You don't get big GC gaps on this climb. Merlier was pacing, then Bahrain for a little bit, but eventually, after Langen pulled off, it was up to Ineos and Quickstep, the two main GC teams, with Plapp in the leader's jersey and Remco the favourite for the race overall, to control. But then we got one of the first of many Bjerg accelerations from UAE. I couldn't really figure out what the plan was here. I thought the way he waved them through, he intended to just be pulling hard, and he was annoyed that they lost his wheel, and he was just supposed to increase the pace. But then other things later kind of confused me. Ewan's still here, so as you can see, we're 5Ks into the climb. You don't just insta drop on this climb. Sprinters are still here. Eventually, Ineos had Swift on the front, and then Cherny, and the pace isn't nuclear at this point. Still a huge group, still loads of teams with multiple teammates. Lescano is brought back, though, with 14Ks to go. So Quickstep can dictate the pace. Yates, though, what is this on his shorts, on his bibnicks? Is it a gel that's been stuck there? Because the other riders don't have that. Am I missing something? Is it a tag? Can someone let me know what that was? I couldn't figure out. But Yates and UAE, with Vine abandoning before, they want to get something out of this race because GC looks all but over almost. Seri punctured before Bjerg began another one of his accelerations. This made more sense. I was like, they're going to make the race as hard as possible. Quickstep and Ineos are short of climbing domestiques. We'll see that later in this stage. UAE have got McNulty, who's super strong, a lot of sort of big watts on an effort like this. Soler, good too. Yates has come second to Pog on this finish, and Pog's not here. Seri getting drafted back by the team car past the other riders who've been dropped. But then Soler attacks with 11.8 Ks to go. Gets okay separation, but Ineos and Bora were marking it. And again, Bora were kind of curious that multiple riders, they were obviously trying to lock it down. Zwihoff marked this and didn't really pull through, but then later in the stage, they don't really do too much. Tarling was just trying to shut it down for his GC leader, Plapp. And there's, again, with Seri coming back, Quickstep don't want to pace too hard. They've only got Vivaca and Schmidt left for Remco, and Movistar tactically perfect. Torres launching Rubio, who is a small pocket climber, less than 60 kilos. He needs help from the big track guy to help him get separation on a climb like this where, it looks almost false flat at this point when he's pacing against, because Tarling or Swift, they can do 5-7 hard pedal strokes and bring Rubio back if he's attacking from the middle of the pack just next to them. But this gives him that separation, and then once Torres is done a little bit later, he can kick on himself with a gap. And now it's more of an extended climbing effort of Rubio, who's a good climber, against Tullett and Tarling, who are both, I'm sure Plapp would have liked a chance to go for the stage, but he's also got to think about defending the jersey. He's only got two riders with 10Ks to go. Does he really want them to burn themselves completely when he could then have to field attacks himself from 5Ks out? Bjerg accelerates again. This doesn't make sense to me because UAE, they want the stage win, I thought. So him attacking sort of in the middle didn't really achieve that. All good for Remco, though. They've won the first two stages. He's basically equal on time on GC, and they're not really having to pace too hard. Seri goes on the front, and he's not pacing that hard. He's just come back after a mechanical. The Vico punctured again. And so the answer to how can Rubio, who, even if he is a good climber, how can he hold off a peloton behind of 30, 40 teams with multiple riders, multiple team leaders, and he's, not that heavy, which is a disadvantage on a climb like this. Even if he had a tailwind, how is he able to hold them off? And the answer really was Quickstep were happy to just do their thing. They didn't have that many climbing domestiques. They punctured. Schmidt does go on the front to increase the pace, but it was too late. And it's really the other teams. DSM with multiple riders who also suit this climb. Jumbo with Kuss and Gloag. EF with multiple riders. Astana with Tejada and Lutsenko. UAE with 3 riders in the group. And they didn't try anything. They're happy to just let Schmidt. I mean, Schmidt's dying on his run here. Like, he was hoping Remco would take over, and he's not really gaining much time on them at all. And they don't attack or try anything. So, credit to Movistar. Perfect plan, perfectly executed, and they got the jump on all the other teams. And a huge win for Arno Rubio. His first professional win. One rider, one solo attacker goes clear. And then Remco shows everybody what he has in the sprint, which, as we saw in Norway and other races last year, is much, much improved. Yates stops pedaling before the line, which gives Remco a second gap in addition to the 6 bonus seconds that he took. So, pretty good day for Quickstep. Brilliant day for Movistar. Not the best for all the other teams, but on GC, nothing too much changed, except the big thing, Remco now in the leader's jersey. So he doesn't have to attack on Jebel Hafid anymore, which is harder, but still draft is important for these guys and how fast they go. I hope you enjoyed the video. I'll see you with a recap of the sprint tomorrow. Ciao.